everybody, Garnett here, and I decided to make a video detailing my favorite game from each console that I own. And I'm going to start with the NES, which is Tiny Toon Adventures. We're tiny, we're toony, we're all a little loony, and in this cartoony, we're invading your TV. That's what's up. But anyway, I really like this game. It's, you play as Buster Bunny. Oops, I'm sorry. You play as Buster Bunny, and he has to save Babs from Montana Max. He's kidnapped Babs, and, you know, Buster has to save her. And in the game, you play as Buster, but as you're starting, you can choose from your secondary characters to be either Furball, Dizzy Devil, or Plucky Duck. Furball, he can climb up the sides of stuff. Dizzy Devil can spin like a tornado. And Plucky Duck can fly just for a little bit. He's not a very good flyer. I always pick Furball because he can climb up the sides of walls and stuff, and he's very useful in like fights with Elmira and boss fights and stuff because he can stay out of the way. But that's one of my favorite things about the game, is that you can do that. I really enjoyed that. It was fun. And you have to make your way through 6 different worlds or levels or areas to get to Babs Bunny. And it's a good game. Everybody should play it. Tiny Toon Adventures, y'all. Next up is Secret of Mana. And I first bought this game actually because of Purim. I think maybe you can see her. She's the little red and yellow dot right there. I bought the game because you could play as her. You could play as a girl, which, you know, that was something special back then. And me being a girl, you know, I didn't get tired of playing as guys. I don't care if I play as a girl or a guy, but if I'm given the choice, I will play as a girl most of the time. Unless the guy is better equipped. But anyway, I don't know. Anyway, I got this game because you could play as a girl. And there's 3 characters. There's Randy. You start out as Randy, then you get Purim. Then you get Popoe. Or maybe you get Popoe and then Purim. I can't ever remember. Because you get Purim and then you lose her again. So I think you get her first, lose her, get Popoe, and then get Purim again. I think that's how it goes. But I love the world on there. It's so huge, and like you fly around on Flamey. Yeah. Or before you get him, you can go through cannons, shoot through cannons and stuff. But to really explore the world, you have to have Flamey. And there's so many different worlds. I mean, so many different islands on there and areas that you can explore. It's really big. And it's hard to find stuff when you're flying around as Flamey. It really is. And there's a lot of different side quests to do that it doesn't mention in the game because you just have to figure them out on your own. And the story is about Randy, who pulls out the Mana Sword. And he finds out that the Empire is wanting to awaken the Mana Fortress and control the flow of mana and take over the world, basically. And so he is trying to keep them, he's trying to awaken his Mana Sword so by going to the 8 seeds in the different palaces and awakening them and sealing them. But at the same time, the Empire is trying to unseal them. So it's like that, you know. But it's a good game. And I really like that, like, you get summons on there. Purim and Popoe can use summons. And they, Purim is basically she's your defensive type. She's got, you know, status enhancements, buffs, and curing spells. And she does have a few attacking spells. And then Popoe has he's got your bad status effects to cast on your enemies, your debuffs for the enemies, and then he's got some serious attack moves. So, like, okay, and also, I was going to say this, also. Like, she gets Undying. She gets Undying. And he gets Undying too, but they're different, like the spells that you can use from them. And I also like that they level up as you use them. And also, their animations change and how much damage they do change depending on the level of the spells. So, if you've never played Secret of Mana, you really should try it out. Next up is my Nintendo 64. Ocarina of Time is the first one. There's 2 that I picked from Nintendo 64. Ocarina of Time is the first one. I really like how the world is so big and it's so diverse. Like, there's so many different races of characters and everything, and they all, like, live in their own little special places. I really like that. And, I like how, as you're traveling through time, when you, get to grown-up Link, like, the world is so different. You can see the effects that Ganondorf had on the world. And I like how they really, like, they didn't just change a few little things. Like, everything is different. The characters respond to you differently. They are so, like, before, they're, like, all happy and everything. And now they're all sad. And, of course, they're sad. I mean, why wouldn't you be sad? And then as you go through the temples, you cure the lands, like the different areas of whatever's bothering them. Like Death Mountain with the big old ring of fire going around it. Once you go in that temple and you defeat the evil, that's gone. It's turned back to the way it was. I like how they did that. Like, it's changed. I don't know. I like when games actually show what you did as progress. It makes me feel more accomplished. And it really does, because, I don't know, I just like to see my changes take place in the game that I helped. I like to know I helped people. And I really like Navy. I don't know, a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't like Navy, but I liked her. Navy, Navy, whatever you want to call her. I call her Navy. If you don't, that's fine. It doesn't bother me one bit. I also like how many side quests there are. There's a lot of side quests in that game. I really like that. And I like the songs. I'm like, my husband, he makes fun of me because I randomly burst out into songs. Like, let's sing here. What was that?
You know what that was. Continue on. That's a real song there.
I just do this all night long and I aggravate my husband.
She's such a nerd.
But I like to do that. It's fun. I don't know. It's fun for me. Anyway, the game is about Link, who is destined to become the hero of time. He travels through time, gaining items to use in the present and the past to help him defeat Ganondorf, the King of Evil. Because he really is. Then, my other favorite Nintendo 64 game is Majora's Mask. I love Majora's Mask, which is so funny because when I first played the game, I hated it. I could not stand Majora's Mask because I don't really like games where you're timed. And you have 3 days. 3 days. You have 3 days to do this game in. But, of course, you can rewind time with the Song of Time and, you know, start your 3 days over. But if you did not complete, like, a temple or stuff like that, that is restarted too. So you really have to time your stuff out to be able to effectively get through there. And I like that there's so many masks on that game, and they actually do something. You don't just wear them and you look different. No, you do stuff. Like, people respond to you differently. Like with the postman's masks, you get to deliver letters, read letters, just invade people's privacy in their mailboxes. It's fun. I like doing that. I also like that, you know, you have a new fairy with you, Tattle. My favorite area on there is the Icona region because I just love it. But you don't really get much of a backstory. You know, there was lots of bloodshed and that old chestnut, but you don't really, I wish that there was more story about it. That's just me. And like, when you, like I said, like whenever you do stuff, when you have to travel back in time, because you will, when you have to travel back in time, everything that you did, like all of your Deku nuts and stuff are gone. And if you did not finish a quest, you have to redo that all over again. And, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, this game takes place after Ocarina of Time. Link is traveling to Termina. That's how I say it, I don't know. He's traveling there. He's not really traveling there. He happens upon it. And he's looking for Navy. And, he comes upon Termina, he gets turned into a Deku Scrub and all that good stuff, and he realizes, hey, the moon is going to crash down on Termina in like 3 days because of the Skull Kid wearing Majora's Mask, and he's going to do something about
Guess
that.
I better save the world
He
again.
needs to awaken the 4 giants, so he goes off to do that. That's what he does. Who knows?
Save the world, that'll just
Yeah. What Link does.
Okay.
Next up is GameCube. We have The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. It was hard for me to pick between this one and Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door because I love both of these. But this game does not get enough love. People give it crap because of its art style. Who cares? If you play a game because of the art, I feel sorry for you. Which, that goes into my graphics obsessed people rant that I'm going to do one day because I cannot stand people like that. You don't play games because of that. You play games because of the story. Really. And there's so many people that don't give older games a chance because they're so... I don't know. I don't really think people who cannot handle old graphics, I don't count them as gamers. Do you, Chris?
Nope.
Because if you cannot handle old graphics, you suck. Plain and simple. Booyah. Suck. But really, I don't like you. I'm sorry. I mean, because you can't, I just don't, how can you let graphics, okay, we don't need to get into this conversation. We just need to talk about Wind Waker.
Save that rant for another day.
No, right? It's just, people bother me so much. I don't know. I shouldn't let them, but I'm just passionate about gaming, I guess. Just cut my finger open, too, with this box. But anyway, The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. I had my notes to remind me of what I was going to say. There's so many side quests to do on this game. I love the picture-taking side quests. Most people hate that, but I mean,
I'm one of those.
I love that. I could just... This tells you how patient I am when it comes to gaming. I love to do stuff like that. And I went out and I took everyone's picture, by God. And...
Didn't get crap for doing it.
I am the owner of the Nintendo Gallery on there. Thank you very much. Now. Because I have all the figurines. And, I mean, I just like doing that. I'm just so excited to go in there and see what my figurine looks like and read my little story about myself. Or people that are on there. I mean, I like to do stuff like that. I don't mind sailing. I mean, that is fine with me. It's not, tedious. Sometimes it can get, like, you're like, oh, please hurry up. Please, let's get there, King of the Red Line. Speed it up, son.
Oh!
Whoa!
As you fly out of the boat and then it runs you over.
But also, the tornadoes on that game freak me out. Am I the only one? I can't be the only one. I had, the guidebook comes with a little map, and I have that map out, and I have marked all the islands that have tornadoes around them, so that I will know, be careful around that island. My husband knows. I scream. I scream when I see them tornadoes.
Especially if they come close.
Yeah. They're bad. But this game is about Link. Imagine that. It's about Link, and his sister, Ariel, whatever you want to name her, call her. She gets kidnapped. He meets Tetra, go to save her. He meets King of the Red Lions. King of the Red Lions is like, hey, you know what? Ganon is behind all of this evil crap that's happening in here, so we gotta defeat him. So that's what we do. We go and we collect a whole bunch of stuff to defeat him. And have fun along the way, doing side quests. And you can own your own cabana on here. Yep. And my husband makes fun of me because I can remember Zeal, the little snot-nosed boy. We were actually talking about him in real life the other day. He was like, that reminds me of that little boy with the snot bubble hanging out of his nose on Wind Waker. And I was like, Zeal? Are you talking about Zeal? He's like, you're such a nerd.
She is.
And then... For the Nintendo DS, it's A Witch's Tale. Most people have probably never played this game. Most people have probably not even heard of this game. But it's a good game. I absolutely love this game. You play as Liddell, which is... Okay. Alice in Wonderland. Alice's last name is Liddell. This is Liddell. This game has so many Alice references. There's Queen Alice. There's the Cheshire Cat. There's the Mad Hatter. There's Dinah. There's just a lot of Alice references, and I love that because I don't know if you all know, but I am a big Alice fan. I love Alice, and I like that when you're casting your ancient magic during battle, you can draw little symbols, and that's what does it. I like doing that. It's not hard. It's not tedious. It's just fun. And in battle, you play as Liddell, and you have 2 other characters with you, which are dolls. You have Dinah, her cat, Dinah, whatever you want to call her, and you have whatever other doll that you found. You can switch Dinah out for other ones, but I don't do that. I don't play like that. And I love the way the worlds look. They're dark, but they're cute. You know what I'm saying? And, it's about Liddell. She's a witch in training, and she wants to be the greatest witch in the world. She wants to surpass the legendary Queen Alice. And she happens upon this castle. She goes in there. She happens upon this magic book. She opens it, hoping to learn some ancient magic, but she releases the Eldwitch, which is the evil witch that was sealed away by Queen Alice. Louis, the guardian of the book, who didn't guard it very well.
He was not doing his job.
Yeah. He says he's a vampire, and he says he'll help Liddell on her mission to seal the Eldwitch. So they go off to seal the Eldwitch. Simple as that. It's a good game, and there's an optional part at the end, which is pretty awesome too. Okay, since I talked too much in this video, I will be doing my part 2, which is Sony and Sega next. I hope you all enjoyed this video.